through a romantic lens. We romanticize about our history. We romanticize about the hard times that our people went through, not even understanding how similar those times were to the times we live in today. We talk about people being able to record police persecution. We talk about people to being able to capture the images of us being hurt and harmed. But because so many of us still have tie-ins and buy-ins to white supremacy, to white indoctrination and proximity and a love for this European, we forget that we don't live in a bubble that protects us from the same prosecution. So I want to talk about the wolf real quick. See, the wolf often travels either in packs or you have a lone wolf. And when we have a wolf, no matter what circumstance you come across a wolf is always sizing you up as prey. You see, we live in a system right now that performs like the wolf. And see, we get it confused. We think our adversary will square up with us so that when we show up and they show up in the same spaces, typically speaking, if the odds are even, they'll back down. They don't consider that a loss, y'all. Because they don't look at us as adversaries. They look at us as prey. So this is why their tactics for dealing with us is different than our tactics of dealing with them. So when the wolf shows up, you typically have shepherds. And shepherds are guarding the what? The herd, but mostly the sheep, right? And a lot of us in this room can relate to being shepherds, guarding against the wolf, as the wolf is sizing up the prey. But then there's sometimes that black sheep, or let's call it that white sheep in the family. Because we're all black sheep in here. There's white sheep. And this white sheep might do something that makes them stand out. This white sheep might do something that makes us look at them differently. So when the wolf comes up and attacks that sheep, we don't feel the need to run to protect that sheep because we feel as though that sheep had it coming. Not understanding that the wolf's appetite for the rest of the herd is enticed even more because now he has just received the fresh blood of sheep. He's finally, his bloodlust is being fed. And his bloodlust continues to want more and more sheep. See, we have to start understanding as a community, we can't allow for the wolf to have access to any of our herd, any of our sheep. And we have to be on protection at all times. You see, when we go back to 1985, May of 1985, we had collaborators in our community, people who consider themselves to be good people, make complaints to the wolf, thinking that the wolf is going to get the one sheep. The wolf is going to get one sheep. Later on that night, in that horrible day in May, all of those other sheep were homeless because the wolf's appetite devoured the whole damn block. See, we have to understand something. You never cheer for the wolf. You never invite the wolf into your yard because the wolf's appetite will always be you. See, we had a situation at the Cinemark a few days ago that I want to clue you in on. There was a sister that was there with her children. And she was disrespected by one of the managers over there. The manager happened to be a white man. So some of the brothers came out. The first day we came out, the manager wasn't there. It was a polite conversation. We said, cool. The manager will be in tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow. Now what happened was the manager put an army of sheep in front of us. So we engaged an army of sheep. That sheep stood in between us and the manager as we went to defend the honor of a sister. And one of those sheep, a black woman, unfortunately, called the police. She called the wolf and told the wolf we were there with guns.
That's actually the devil.
Fortunately,